Warning, this sesh contains gore and triggering events. So if you're a bit uneasy with some things, like gore and triggering events, now's your chance to leave. But not you.
Oh, damn it.
You have to stay. I could see what you were thinking.
Peace out.
Anyway, welcome to session 3. I'm Mercury, and this is... Nook Book. You know he likes to cook. We might stop doing that.
Affectionately known as Daddy.
Or Daddy. You can call it Daddy.
Boss Daddy.
But only on the weekends.
Yeah.
And every other day, because that's what we do for
in
fun.
bed.
Okay, that's got to stop. Okay. Are you ready to hear what I've got to say?
I can't wait. I've been waiting for this all day.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because I've been texting you all day?
Correct.
And being like, hey, you coming over to hear about some witches?
Correct.
Now, I apologise for any pronunciation that I may fuck up. I'm sorry. My sources for this one is an article over at the Smithsonian's magazine, Wikipedia, of course, which if you haven't yet, if you can, go donate because I've done it a few times. It's worth it. And Culture Trip, which surprisingly their article reflects the Smithsonian magazine one quite closely. So I don't know who's sourcing who on that. But anyway, here we go.
Bring it.
Brace yourself.
Oh, I'm braced.
You're braced? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the early 16th century South America, the age of the Incas ended, and what followed was strange.
Okay.
That's our thing.
Yeah, it is our thing.
Now, for this direct quote from the article.
We're off to a good start.
Yes.
It's strange.
I'm like, I couldn't rewrite this. So I'm like, now for this direct quote from the article. South of the Muley, the Incas thought, lay a land of mystery and darkness. It was a place where the Pacific waters chilled and turned from dark blue to black, and where the indigenous peoples struggled to claw the barest of livings from the hostile environment. It was also where the witches lived, and evil came from. The Incas called this land, the place of the seagulls.
Ooh. Seagulls.
I don't know. I think it was coastal, so there might have been seagulls, but mainly witches. This place of the seagulls was called the island of Chiloe. You may know this island as the largest island of the Chiloe archipelago.
Yeah.
Whew, got it. That the rest of the coast... Oh, what? It doesn't even make sense what I wrote. Okay, it's the largest island there, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
With you.
There was a lot of 19th century piracy and privateering going on there. That's what I wrote in my notes. I skipped a whole section about war and shit. And it was firstly visited by the Europeans in 1567.
Ooh, good year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Were you born then?
Past life, yep.
Okay, cool.
I'm
like, I don't actually know.
I was a witch on this Chile Mulloway or whatever you're calling it.
Really? Don't tell me things. You know I'm gullible. Okay. The famous British traveller Bruce Chatwin wrote a memorable description of Chiloe's sorcerers after uncovering their story in 1970. Now, what was so strange was the world was shifting into an industrial age, and here was this group of sorcerers performing rituals and whatnot. Obviously, someone soon had enough of their shit and was like, we're hauling these guys before the court. This can't go on.
Right.
Now, I bet you're thinking, what exactly did they do?
I want to know.
Is that what you're thinking?
I am.
Like exactly that?
I need to know now.
So are you ready for this? That's what my notes say.
I am ready. I've been ready all day.
So, this was a sect of male witches, which I think maybe should be warlocks, because that's what...
I don't think there is male witches.
Yeah, they're warlocks.
Yeah.
I'm 99.9% sure they're warlocks, so I'm just going to say warlocks.
Who knows? It's probably different now. I mean,
well, that's what you call dudes who practice magic. Warlocks. And then witches. And if you want to be
the appropriate term for anything these days?
I wonder what like non-gender conforming term for witchcraft users is. Witchcraft users.
Witchcraft users.
Okay, so, well, I love this bit because I laugh so hard. Yeah. Their main goal was to hurt people.
Oh,
the article made this seem like this was their company's mission statement. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They pretty much stated that they ran protection rackets on the island.
Oh.
Now, I had to Google what protection rackets is. So, a protection racket is a scheme where a potentially hazardous group guarantees protection from violence, looting, raiding, piracy, and other such threats posed to them by the outside the sanction of the law, to policies, business, individuals, or other entities and groups that pay them in cash or kind.
Yep.
In other words, it is a racket that sells security, traditionally physical security. Through the credible threat of violence, the racketeers deter people from swindling, robbing, injuring, sabotaging, and otherwise harming their clients. Protection rackets tend to appear in markets in which the police and judiciary cannot be counted on to provide legal protection because of incompetence. Oh, that seems wrong.
Well.
Okay, this is what Wikipedia is saying, not my own personal opinion.
Yeah, don't say that. You'll be arrested. The popo's coming for both of us.
Or legal sort of thing, so like the black markets. Protection rackets, indistinguishable in practice from extortion rackets. Which is pretty much what our guys are doing, not the first thing. So... Okay, if you found yourself on their radar, these warlocks, you would end up meeting an untimely demise by poison or sarduras. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Sarduras. And it says it's a loose term that roughly translates to magically inflicted slashes.
Oh, magically.
Magically. So
that
magically
feel
did
nice.
it. Pretty sure. So that probably means a guy with a knife comes to your house at night, and you don't know how those slashes got there, but it's magic. So
sounds interesting.
Good night.
Go on.
The Warlocks belong to a group known as La Recta Provincia. La Recta, that's what I was like. So mature, stop it. The article states this loosely translates to the righteous province, which, you'll know, loosely is the perfect word in this situation because I'm sure there wasn't much righteous stuff actually going on in the province group.
Clearly not.
So, in the 1880s, Mato Konuka, which I'm just going to call him Mato so I don't butcher his last name, dobbed the Warlocks in.
Snitches get stitches.
He tittle-tattled.
Snitches get stitches, bitches.
Well, it's not prison here. You just might get some
snitches
jail
get
time.
bitches, you know? You'll
like this bit. He was 70 years young and said that he had been a part of the righteous province for 2 decades.
Oh, good on him.
What an arsehole. He really spilled his guts and the details. So there was, and I quote, an elaborate hierarchy of kings and viceroys concealed in a huge cave. It was approximately 40 miles, which for us who measure in the metric system is 64 kilometers long, sort of, give or take, like a few. And the entrance was super secret, being that it was concealed in the side of a ravine. Yeah. This fine property consisted of its very own unique lighting system.
No.
By that I mean torches that were fueled by human fat.
Human fat?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not to fear, it was tradition, so it was okay.
Oh. Well, don't want to break tradition now.
No, you can't.
You can't, no.
Not on any level, you can't. This was a one-of-a-kind property. I'm pretending I'm selling this.
Gives new meaning to burning fat.
Yeah. I was like, I'm pretending I'm selling this, by the way. Like, I was thinking about how I'd write it up. So,
I'm sold.
Are you ready?
I'm ready to burning fat.
Keeps away the bugs.
I feel like we're burning fat in here right now.
So I'm sweating so bad. If only we had air conditioning in our laundry. I mean, podcasting studio.
Our studio. It's a studio.
Okay. So, this one-of-a-kind property also boasted a one-of-a-kind security system.
Ooh.
The 2 monsters that stood guard were in charge of making sure no one nicked the ancient leather book of magic or the secret bowl.
What kind of monsters were they?
Well, I'll get to that.
No pictures?
And do you want to know how the secret bowl works?
Yeah.
You put water in it,
and
then you see secrets.
Oh.
That's it.
That's it.
And you surprised? Yeah. Are you surprised it's not blood?
Yeah.
Or human fat?
I thought it was going to go down the path of fat.
Yeah. I was actually shocked by how PG it was.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
Move on.
Now this little excerpt from Mado's testimony. It's about the cave.
Oh.
I don't think you're ready for this.
Yeah, I'm ready.
20 years ago, when Jose Mariman was king, he was ordered to go to the cave with some meat for the animals that lived inside. He complied with the order and took them the meat of a kid he had slaughtered.
Oh.
Oh, not like a real kid, like a goat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that bad yet.
Okay.
Yet.
All right.
Mariman went with him, and when they reached the cave, he started dancing around like a sorcerer and quickly opened the entryway. This was covered over with a layer of earth and grass to keep it hidden. And under this, there was a piece of metal, the alchemy key, he used to open the entryway. And was then faced with two completely disfigured beings, which burst out from the gloom and rushed towards him. Yeah, not good, hey? Run.
I'm worried now.
One looked like a goat, for it dragged itself along on 4 legs and was a naked man, with a completely white beard and hair down to his waist. When the sect needs a new, I never say this word right, invunche, which is the guardian of the cave, which I just spoke about, the council of the cave orders a member to steal a boy child from 6 months to a year old.
Oh. Okay.
The deformer, a permanent resident of the cave, starts the work at once. He disjoints the arms and legs.
No.
Yep.
No.
And hands and feet.
No.
Then begins the delicate task of altering the position of the head.
Oh.
Day after day, and for hours at a stretch, he twists the head with a tourniquet until it has rotated through an angle of 180 degrees.
What?
That is until the child can look straight down the lines of its own vertebrae.
Oh.
There remains one last operation, for which another specialist is needed. Now, I'm sure none of these people are fucking specialists.
I'm pretty sure they're not.
Yeah. At a full moon, the child is laid on a workbench, lashed down with its head covered in a bag.
Yeah.
The specialist cuts a deep incision under the right shoulder blade. Into the hole, he inserts the right arm and sews up the wound with a thread taken from the neck of a ewe.
Oh.
When it is healed, the Invanchi, the guardian, that's the word that means guardian, so I've just been calling it cave guardian, is complete. These cave guardians were naked, uneducated, fed on human flesh, and never saw the light of day.
Jesus.
What an honour to be chosen.
Oh, no. I don't think that's an honour. I don't want to be
How
that
horrific
child.
is that? It just makes you sick thinking about it, hey? Now, the thing is, with these, none of this could ever be proven, and all of these are statements from a few men that were in the cult. Well, I keep calling it a cult, but as we go on,
it's pretty much a cult.
You'll soon see. So that's just the guardians of the cave. The members, known as the majority, and that's the translation, would force the villagers to pay an annual tribute. They would trash the crops, kill the livestock, or cause harm to the person themselves as an accident in the night.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now we get to one of my favourite parts, the tools of the trade.
Well,
and I'm not talking about the magic book or the bowl of water. Because if you're going to...
the burning fat.
Not that either. Because if you're going to terrorise some superstitious villagers, you need the right things.
Okay, hit me with them.
Okay. Each member has a set of magical stones to curse villagers. Upon being initiated, you got a small lizard, you strapped it to your forehead, and bam, you had unknowable knowledge.
What?
And could open locked doors.
I feel like we should try that.
I'm not opposed to it.
That's not that bad.
Okay. If you strap a seahorse to your head, you can control a ghost ship that can go underwater and harvest souls. Local law says...
I don't want to do that one.
Well, the local law, folklore that is, says it still haunts the waters doing just this. Stealing souls of like drowned sailors and stuff.
Fantastic.
Also, you can fly, but there are terms and conditions.
You didn't tell me about the flying earlier.
I know.
So
you can excuse everything else, can't you, if you can fly?
Yeah? To their forehead.
Nah. this is a different thing. So if you want to fly,
Yeah.
but there's terms and conditions.
Okay.
1, you have to say the special word as you leap into the air.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
I didn't write it down, so we'll never know.
Jesus.
I'm great at research.
Well, we need to go back and find that magic word.
It won't be hard. It's in the article.
Daddy needs to fly.
I'm not sure you're going to like the rest. 2, you have to make yourself
what?
a waistcoat from a recently deceased Christian, virgin, or sorcerer.
Well, virgin can't be too hard to find.
Fun sorcery fact: the human grease remains in the skin, giving off a phosphorance which lights the members' nocturnal expeditions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sounds a bit like shit to me,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Mm.
So, say you're a village woman, right? Yeah. Walking around, minding your own business, and you're suddenly taken by the Warlocks.
Yep.
There's a rather large chance you're going to end up a messenger or a spy. It doesn't sound bad, hey?
No.
Might sound cool. Okay. You were first stripped naked, then fed a blend of wolf oil and natri, which can only be found on Chiloe. Mm. This apparently makes you vomit up your intestines to make you light enough to fly away like a long-legged bird that you're about to turn into.
Well, yeah, that doesn't sound that great.
No. Once the mission's done, you haul ass back to your intestines, swallow them, and become human again.
Oh, that's not that bad. I don't know that I could swallow my intestines, though. That sounds pretty awful.
Yeah. Want to know how to join?
Yep.
This is what the Smithsonian article says.
Yep.
The power to perform such spells was never conferred lightly, and the testimonies collected in 1880 to 1881 suggest that the society developed elaborate initiation ceremonies to test would-be witches. Initiates were first required to wash away all traces of their baptism by bathing in freezing waters of the Triugan River on 15 consecutive nights. They might then be ordered to murder a close relative or friend to prove that they have stay the fuck away from me, have cleansed themselves of human sentiment.
It wouldn't be you. It wouldn't be you.
Thank God. Now I'm offended. Am I not a close friend?
You are, but I wouldn't kill you.
You're like, I've got better options. I know who you're thinking of. Okay. So, these murders, for some reason, were to take place on Tuesdays.
Right. Well, it's a good day, Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Taco Tuesday. Not a bad day.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Before running 3 times around the island naked, calling to the devil.
Oh, the devil now.
Chatwin, eccentric as ever, adds 2 further details that do not appear in the surviving trial transcripts. That the novice was required to catch, without fumbling, a skull thrown to him from the crown of a tricorn hat.
Easy.
I don't know what the fuck that is. And while standing naked in the freezing river,
done. I'm a good catch.
Prospective members were allowed a little toast. And so, after you've done all that, right? Yeah. You're then allowed to go to the feast, where you eat human baby flesh.
Oh.
But that's only after you promise you won't rape, thieve, or eat salt.
Oh.
You think you can do that?
It's a hard ask.
I mean, salt, right?
Salt, I mean.
That's the thing that struck me most about that. Like, fuck, the salt.
Yeah, you love the salt.
As times changed, the politics had to, obviously.
Really?
The leader soon disappeared.
Uh-oh.
And within...
Whoa.
And so did several of his followers.
Oh.
And by disappeared, I mean they were dropped into the sea with rocks around their necks.
Oh, that's...
Aro, it's not the worst, considering everything we've just heard. It's kind of tame drowning.
Yeah, that's my fear, though. I don't like drowning.
Yeah, me too. Or burning alive.
Yeah,
that's my other
Don't
one.
cremate me. Yeah, bury me.
Oh, no, I want to be cremated, but...
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
you have a fear of fire?
I want to be spread to the wind.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe accidentally get in people's faces.
Don't cremate me. Bury me.
Okay, done.
Yeah, next to Pamela Anderson or Carmen Electra.
Can I bury you under a tree and have a tree grow on you?
You can bury me next to Carmen Electra or Pamela Anderson.
What if that's not an option? Can I plant
I feel
a tree
like
on
it needs to be an option.
Oh, God, you want too much. You're getting a tree on you.
Okay, I'll have a tree.
And it's probably going to be our backyard. We're not rich, you know.
Yeah, we're not.
We're trying to make a living doing podcasts. Calm down.
Yeah, PayPal us.
PayPal donations to
OnlyFans. We've got it. Do we have an OnlyFans?
No, we don't.
Would people pay us, do you reckon?
We've got a Patreon that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Where they can get this beautiful
I feel
content.
like we're two good-looking chooks.
Fuck, I'm going to keep reading. As times changed, the politics had to. Oh, we've read about the people getting drowned.
Yeah.
Okay. Aro, one of the Warlocks, who had testified, had said that the cult had changed. And I'm making this up. I paraphrased. It was quite boring. So this is the summary.
Okay, sounds good.
Like as if he were Aro, this Aro guy was like, oh, the cult's changed. I just don't like it anymore.
Yeah, they've gone soft.
He had his reasons.
They've gone soft.
He had his reasons. They were just, by then I was just like, Nook's coming over soon. Let's cut to the chase. Okay. Aro, one of the Warlocks who had testified, had said the cult had changed. He had carried out what seemed more like revenge than justice or protection, which they never fucking did anyway, Aro.
Yeah, Aro. Motherfucker.
He said one time he was sent for a drink with a farmer couple.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, he spiked their drinks with magical arsenic.
Oh, that's not nice.
They didn't die, but the magic worked.
Oh.
The guy cheated on his wife, and she paid Aro in yards of calico to off his mistress.
Wow, calico.
The magic of arsenic. Am I right? I wrote that in my script.
I like it.
So I don't want to go into the politics, but there was a war in the Pacific going on, quite a big one, but this led to a witch hunt because they were worried about, that area hiding fugitives, and there was a lot of violent people. So they're like, they could be war fugitives, but anyway. So this led to the Warlocks being rounded up, where a few were sentenced to manslaughter, but they were considered thieves and murderers that had preyed on and extorted innocent villagers rather than what they were proclaiming to be like magical warlocks. Mado, our mate Mado, went to jail for 3 years along with his brother Domingo.
Oh, Domingo.
Upon investigation, the cave could not be found.
Oh, yeah.
Making this all a mystery or a lie.
New adventure.
But mostly a mystery. However, there's no denying the documents that this group did indeed exist, because the person who wrote this article actually referenced historical documents.
Yeah, right.
So these were just sort of like,
Is this going to be our next adventure to find the
cave? I think we should.
Yeah, why not?
Now, have you got any questions for me that I can't answer? Because I don't know anything more than just what I read.
No,
so.
I won't put you on the spot.
How did you enjoy that story?
I love that story. It makes me want to join a cult.
Does it? No. I could start a cult.
We should start a cult. We'll call it the Strangest Things Cult. Anybody who wants to join, we'll do an initiation.
Okay, so that's the end of session 3, guys. So see you next time.
On the
Strangest
Things.
Nice.